the 10 greatest engineering feats in the world. Each one was a miracle of its time. The last one will never be surpassed. In the long river of human civilization, engineering has become a symbol of the times and a testament to human wisdom. Through its grandeur and technological innovation, from the pyramids of ancient Egypt to modern skyscrapers, each project is not just a physical structure. They carry dreams, challenge limits, and even change the way we live. Today, follow me as we look at the 10 greatest engineering wonders in the world. Number 10, Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge is an awe-inspiring engineering project. It is an iconic structure in California, USA, connecting San Francisco to Marin County. The main span of the Golden Gate Bridge reaches 1,180 meters. It was the first suspension bridge in the world with a span of over 1 kilometer. Construction of the bridge began in 1933. And it was completed and opened to traffic just 4 years later. At the time, it was not only the longest bridge in the world, but also the tallest suspension bridge. These records were only broken gradually in the 1960s. Keep in mind, the construction conditions back then were not as advanced as today. Thousands of small rivets had to be manually calculated and fixed in place. Building the bridge used up 130,000 kilometers of steel cable, enough to wrap around the Earth 3 times. This level of strength has made the Golden Gate Bridge durable and capable of withstanding various stronger impacts. Number 9, Burj Khalifa, Dubai. You could say Dubai is full of wealthy people to showcase their power and wealth. They built many exquisite and luxurious buildings. Among them, the Burj Khalifa is the most famous. In fact, this tower was inspired by the Empire State Building. After spending $1.5 billion and 6 years of work, the Burj Khalifa was finally completed. It has a total of 162 floors and reaches a height of 829 meters. It is currently the tallest building in the world, standing 300 meters taller than the second tallest. The base of the Burj Khalifa is shaped like a clover, providing enough support for the building while also being quite aesthetically pleasing. Amazingly, when the construction team began the work, they built the tower at a rate of 30 floors per year. The difficulty of the project was remarkable. Number 8, Hoover Dam. In the early 20th century, the United States was rapidly developing, and the demand for hydroelectric power was increasing. This led to the creation of the impressive Hoover Dam project. With this dam, not only could hydroelectric power production be greatly increased, but it also helped prevent natural disasters like floods. The process of building the dam was extremely tough. Workers had to face harsh natural conditions, using explosives to blast open canyons and carve tunnels. They also had to divert the river away from the construction site. At the same time, workers needed to drill walls over 100 meters high above the canyon, while those on the ground had to excavate over 500,000 cubic meters of earth to make room for the concrete. But what is surprising is that the construction of the entire dam only took 5 years. In the end, the height of this dam reached 121 meters. A total of 6.6 million tons of concrete were used. That amount of material is enough to pave a highway from New York to San Francisco. Seventh place, Empire State Building. The Empire State Building is the world's first building with over 100 floors. It is located in New York, USA, and is an important part of the city's magnificent skyline. visitors coming to New York for sightseeing. The Empire State Building is a must-visit spot. What's even more amazing is, this skyscraper began construction as early as 1930 and was completed and opened just over 400 days later. This speed is simply unbelievable. The building has a total of 100 floors and a height of 381 meters. After adding a 62-meter antenna in 1951, the total height is 443.7 meters. For the next 40 years, the Empire State Building held the title of the world's tallest building. We can see the Empire State Building in many movies and TV shows. For example, in the 2005 Hollywood blockbuster King Kong, there's a scene of King Kong climbing to the top of the building. Sixth place, ATU Dam. ATU Dam is located on the Parana River at the border between Brazil and Paraguay. This arch-gravity dam is a joint project between the two countries. The total investment in the project reached 19.6 billion United States dollars, which was shared by both countries. The project started construction in 1975, and after 9 years of work, was completed in 1984. The ATU Dam stands 196 meters tall and stretches 7,919 meters long. The American Society of Civil Engineers described it as one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. The ATU Dam has a total installed capacity of 14 million kilowatts and generates about 90 billion kilowatt hours per year, far exceeding Paraguay's actual needs. Therefore, Paraguay sells half of its capacity to Brazil, where demand is greater. Although the ATU Dam has made great contributions to energy, its existence also comes with controversy. It not only affects water resources in downstream countries, but also impacts local communities and ecosystems. Although environmental protection measures were taken, it is still difficult to undo the damage that has already been done. Fifth place, Channel Tunnel. The Channel Tunnel connects Folkestone, UK, and Calais, France. With a total length of 50.5 kilometers, the underwater section is 37.9 kilometers long, making it the longest underwater international tunnel in the world. Because of this tunnel's completion, what used to take more than 10 hours of travel was shortened to 35 minutes, bringing great convenience to transportation between the two places. This project was proposed as early as the beginning of the 19th century, but due to the difficulty of the project, it wasn't until 1988 that construction officially began, and it wasn't until May 1994 that it officially opened. The construction process was full of challenges. They not only needed to use advanced technologies like laser guidance and satellite positioning, but also had to deal with external issues like financial crises and investment returns. Fortunately, the tunnel was successfully completed. Trains can now travel at 160 kilometers per hour underwater, greatly reducing travel time for passengers. It also showed the world the possibility and necessity of international cooperation. Position 4, the Three Gorges Dam. The Three Gorges Dam is a great miracle in the history of civil engineering. It is the largest hydroelectric station in the world. The dam's power generation capacity reaches an astonishing 20.5 million kilowatts, far exceeding other similar construction projects. The construction of the Three Gorges Dam was extremely difficult. It took 12 years to finally complete. You might think this is quite fast, but it was only possible with the work of 40,000 workers. The idea of building the dam was proposed as early as 1919. But it wasn't until 80 years later that the central government approved the project. Its construction provided China with a huge source of renewable energy. Each year, it replaces the burning of 30 million tons of coal. 60 million people benefit from it. Its contribution to sustainable development is enormous. The entire project cost around 150 billion yuan. The amount of steel used in building the dam was enough to build 63 Eiffel Towers. Position 3. The Panama Canal. The Panama Canal is one of the most important waterways in the world. As early as 1880, France began constructing the canal. But due to technical difficulties and manpower issues, France was forced to abandon the project. In 1903, the Americans took over this challenging project. After more than a decade of effort, the Panama Canal was finally open to traffic to ensure ships could pass through smoothly. The Panama Canal built several giant locks. They are 305 meters long and 33.5 meters wide. At the same time, American workers also built a massive dam. The reservoir formed by the dam was also the largest artificial lake in the world at that time. After it opened, the Panama Canal provided convenience for international maritime trade. For the United States alone, the sea journey between the east and west coast was shortened by about 8,000 nautical miles. Not to mention global routes. The Panama Canal thus became one of the greatest and most important engineering projects of the 20th century. Position 2. The Great Wall. China's Great Wall is one of the most famous structures in the world. It is one of the greatest wonders in the history of engineering. The history of the Great Wall can be traced back to 1,700 years. It was built to protect the Central Plains from northern tribes' invasions. The construction of the Great Wall began during the Warring States period. The walls were made from packed earth and historic materials. By the Qin dynasty, Qin workers used rammed earth to build it. After construction began, a large number of soldiers, farmers, and prisoners were involved. It is estimated that around 100,000 people contributed significantly to its construction. The Great Wall most people see today was largely built during the Ming Dynasty. At that time, workers rebuilt and expanded the wall using sturdier materials like bricks and granite. They also constructed beacon towers and fortresses. Today, the Great Wall has become one of China's symbols. Tourists from around the world visit China and climb the Great Wall to enjoy the unique scenery. There's even a saying, "He who has not climbed the Great Wall is not a true hero." Position 1. The Pyramids of Giza. The Egyptian pyramids are undoubtedly one of the most incredible buildings in the world. Among them, the Pyramid of Giza is particularly famous. The whole world is curious about the secrets behind the pyramids. From an engineering perspective alone, its achievements are simply mind-blowing. The Pyramid of Giza was built around 1500 BC. It consists of millions of limestone and granite blocks. These stones weigh up to 80 tons. Yet they were able to fit perfectly together. The base of the pyramid is nearly flawless. The deviation of the square is less than 5/10,000ths. It's really hard to imagine how the ancient Egyptians moved such heavy stones, and how they perfectly placed these huge blocks. These questions have left experts debating endlessly. But the pyramid still stands there. Undoubtedly one of the greatest engineering marvels of humanity. All right, these are the 10 engineering feats. Which one do you think is more incredible? Feel free to tell us in the comments section. If you like my video, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.